Yep.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Yes.
So quite a bit on the agenda, so we'll just jump right in, starting with a discussion and a motion to approve the November 18th meeting minutes. Were there any questions about those minutes? And if not, I'd look for a motion to approve those.
I'll
I'll
move to
mo-
approve the
go on.
minutes.
I'll
Thanks,
second it.
Helen. Yeah, thank you, Helen. And Mike,
Us-
all those in favor of approving the November 18th meeting minutes, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Great, minutes are approved. Thank you, Lauren, for taking those. And up first, we'll start with a report from the Conference Planning Committee and Jeff on GeoCon updates.
All right, everyone. So we met on December 10th. Thanks to those that were able to join. We meet again on the 14th of January. I think Michelle's going to set up a couple kind of side conversations we're going to have as well. Probably after the holidays as well. I think one being about discussion with the student slash early career roundtable. And then I can't remember what the other one was supposed to be on. Oh, the web map gallery, and what to do there. So, just to kind of get into some notes from December, earlier this month. So we had both the call for presentations and the call for sponsors go out on the 10th, or on the 4th. So it was before the meeting. Um, we've had two sponsors since, and all right, I guess leading up to the meeting. We haven't had any since though, but NV5 and Frontier Precision have returned as sponsors, so I'm grateful for that. So hopefully those will start to trickle in after the new year. Um, so Dave and I have been busy working at the workshop schedule. So thank you, Dave, for your work on that so far. We have 7 confirmed workshops right now. So we're making pretty good progress there. And um, like I was telling Michelle yesterday, if the feelers that we have out right now, that Dave and I have out right now, that'll pretty much fill the schedule. So we're having a little bit tighter space than normal this year, so there won't be as many workshops, but we are expected to have 3 on Friday, and I think probably 5 each day, I believe. So pretty good. It'll be a pretty good selection as well. So, um, and then our offsite event, um, we had a group consensus that we're going to go after Black Star Brewery, have it there. Salida's kind of been working with them directly. Sounds like because they have like three levels, and they're able to essentially give us the second level as part of kind of like their events package. So we'll be probably working with them more um, directly in January to kind of negotiate that. And also, hopefully, we get a sponsor too by then. We've offered it to Terracon again, but Brett was running it up the chain of command to see if he can sponsor again this year. So I think that pretty much covers it. Oh, and then Michelle was able to negotiate an addendum to our room block rate, or our room block policy. So there was a few things in there that we didn't know about, and thank you for a couple of you that pointed it out. One of them being so when you made your room reservation, they essentially were going to charge like the first night, or maybe it was a flat rate. Anyway, I think it was the first night stay. We were able to get that removed out of the room block agreement. And then I think there was a change I think that was basically about it. And then there was kind of clarifying the the cancellation policy out of it as well. Oh, the other part of that was too, they were essentially going to release the rest of like essentially the unclaimed rooms 45 days before the event. Michelle was able to talk them down to 30 days prior to the event. So that's kind of typical of what we run with the rest of our hotels. So it kind of gives our attendees a little bit more time to get their hotel reservations. So yeah, that's pretty much it, unless anyone else has any questions.
Oh, what is the cancellation policy now for the rooms?
So I don't think anything's really changed. I think Michelle was supposed to send you some information, particularly about like the 45 day change to 30 days. But I think one thing that was kind of a little weird is so if you cancel your room, I think 72 hours before 72 hours before the event, you're still charged a $30 cancellation fee. And so like just clarifying that in our information on our website. So I think that's basically it. I think Michelle, if she's on, can touch on any other changes that we need to at least address on our website. But
She's not on right now, Jeff. She said she was stuck in a call and she'd get on in a moment.
okay, yeah. But I guess the biggest takeaway of that is just it'll give us a little more freedom for our room block to fill it up as best we can leading up to the conference. So
Great. Any questions for Jeff about Geocon
Hey,
logistics?
Jeff, did I hear correctly? I mean, not now, but I mean, I think a little while ago, did I hear that people are already or getting their rooms?
yes, yeah, a lot of people have actually. I don't know the numbers, but
Yeah.
Any other questions? Jeff, is there anything the board can do to support right now? Support the planning?
nope, I think we got it covered. So yeah, we have
Problem. Yeah, it was kind of unfortunate, wasn't it? So,
Yeah.
do you want me to
Yeah,
start by
go ahead.
introducing myself again?
Yeah, if you don't mind, and everyone, it is, I did just start the recording again, so we are being recorded, just FYI. And John, yeah, if you
Okay.
don't mind introducing yourself, that'd be great.
Great. Yeah. So I'm a student at Montana State University of Billings. I met Mr. Powell and I think possibly some others, but I was part of the project for doing the MAGIP Day or GIS Day for Montana State University of Billings. Just wanted to join in and see kind of how things worked with the MAGIP industry or corporation, whatever you would prefer to call it or do call it. So I just wanted to sit in the background and kind of listen in. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. John, I won't go around the room just because we're already a little behind schedule and introductions take a while. But I'm Jackson Rose. I'm the president, and MAGIP is a nonprofit organization that represents GIS professionals across the state of Montana. So thanks for being here. If we have a little time at the end and you have any questions, I'd be happy to field those. Or if you have questions for specific board members, that's great. And then Jeremy, if you are able to, if your audio is working, would you mind introducing yourself as well? Okay, maybe. Oh,
There we
there we
go.
go.
There we go. Camera, many buttons. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am, joining with John. I'm from a student at University of Montana in Missoula currently, and I've been wrapping up a bachelor's here shortly. Been studying spatial data, really looking at like transforming 2D visualizations of all the spatial data into extended reality or viewable in 3D for spatial visualization. So looking at data visualizations, GIS, and spatial intelligence in general, and working with John on an interdisciplinary research hub for the Montana University system as a whole. And there's a faculty and student kind of initiative going on that just launched this fall. So we're exploring how we might be able to work together and support each other in doing research in GIS across the state. So yeah, thanks for having us.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for joining. Unfortunately, on these calls, we don't get into their nerdy stuff too much. It's mostly admin business, but happy to have you. And like I said, if we have some extra time at the end, if you have any questions, we can field those.
I just wanted to say real quick that I got to go. I just want to come in and say hi. I have an appointment I got to get to after this. So thank you again. Just wanted to show my face and show my support, but I appreciate it. So that's all.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, John. Nice to meet you.
All right.
Yeah, and likewise, I had something here at 2:30, so unfortunately with the back and forth, but we'll definitely stay in touch and get connected again. But yeah, and get into the more nerdy things. But yeah, we just wanted to touch base, so appreciate you.
Cool.
Looking
Thanks,
forward
Jeremy.
to
Have a good
connecting
one.
further. Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Guess we'll have to hear about the website later. Okay, so yeah, so Jeff just wrapped up his update. Michelle, was there anything you wanted to add? Jeff covered the negotiation for the reservation window, and he covered some of the recap from the recent conference planning committee meeting. Is there anything you wanted to pitch in or add?
The only thing I would add, Jeff, just because I just found out, was the Black Star Brewery did agree to waive the meeting room rental fee
Perfect.
for the Monday night meetup. So we just have to have that $1,000 minimum spend and we're good to go.
Is
So
that a
that was-
normal amount we spend?
Yeah, that's what we spent last year. And we had $800 worth of sponsorship that offset that. And then this year we increased the sponsorship to 1,000. So hopefully we'll get a taker on that, and then that'll cover all the costs for the meetup.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah. And I think that was it. Other than I did get confirmation, with 2 rooms on Friday for workshops, Jeff.
Okay.
Great. Okay. Any questions for Michelle or Jeff?
I just wondered if there was anything I needed to update on the website for the hotel. It sounded like there were a couple things that may have changed or could use some clarification.
Yeah, we just have, it's really more for clarification for attendees making room reservations, Megan, and I have that on my notes to send you.
Perfect.
It's just really regarding their cancellation policy.
Okay.
We just want to make sure people are really aware of it, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and they're not booked their first night of stay too. So I know-
They actually took that out, so they will not be
Yes.
charged for the,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, but I don't know that we need to call any of that out on the webpage. I think we just need to be clear on what the cancellation policy is.
And then Gail asked in the chat if we got an update on the deposit. I wasn't tracking that.
Yeah. I think that's what Michelle was talking about, that they removed the deposit.
Oh, okay.
Is that right, Michelle?
I mean, they removed that you don't get charged a first night's lodging.
Right. Yep.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Great. Well, we'll move on then. Thank you, Michelle and Jeff. Next up, I wanted to carve out a little bit of time just to debrief from GIS Day. I think we already have exchanged emails. Sounds like it went super well. I think we had good participation, but just wanted to open the floor for thoughts on the general setup this year. Obviously, we were doing the OpenStreetMap humanitarian project, so I just wanted to let folks weigh in on how either the event that you were at went, or if you had suggestions. Yeah, so anything and everything's fair game.
Well, I'm just curious on do we have a report on how much we did?
I don't know. I don't think we've put together. Have we put together total numbers? I know Alicia's done several social media posts, including kind of a recap one, but I don't think we have any sort of formal report, Mike.
Was the dashboard like actually working and updated? Because I was not totally sure if I was putting the tag in the exact right place. Like I think I put it in 2 places maybe. I don't know, Lauren, if the dashboard had any kind of numbers of how many, like, buildings or participants or anything like that.
I'm gonna go check now.
I was looking at the dashboard when I was at my event because it was several hours and it was kind of working, but the date filters that they had built into it weren't working properly. So
I was
I'd have
I was also sorry. I was also having
no.
trouble with the date filters.
Yeah, it seemed like it was recording our based on our MAGIP mapathon hashtag, like it was recording features mapped and buildings, but it wasn't updating correctly based on the date. So, but I didn't check at the tail end, Lauren. I don't know if you did.
Please hold.
Okay. While she's looking that up, anyone else have thoughts? I thought the tasks, I really liked using the task manager, the hot task manager, because it did have the options for anything from easy to very difficult. I know I was trying to do one of I think it was the one you suggested, Helen, the damage after I'm blanking on the name of the hurricane, but that one was very difficult because it was building footprints and there was so much destruction in some of these areas that trying to tease out where the building was and was not was very difficult. So it was definitely challenging, but felt good when were able to get some stuff digitized. So
Yeah, I would agree. It was like it was just a little hard for me to figure out like whether or not, when the building footprint was existing or if I'm supposed to draw in a damaged building footprint. 'Cause I'm like, there's one here that looks like there should be one. And so that was where I also found it a little challenging. But overall, I thought it was really good. It gave me the feel good feels to do something kind of positive for, communities in need. So I know I personally felt like it felt very nice to do that for me, and it feels good to kind of give back a little bit beyond our local community as well. So feedback, I really enjoyed that, doing the humanitarian mapping this year, and I would love to do that again in the future if others are also on board with that sort of work for future mapathons.
Yeah, I'd agree
Okay.
with Helen and just add one other note. And that was, I think, Helen, didn't we originally decide that we were going to go to Jamaica, like
Yeah, we
along the
were gonna do
coastline? And
Jamaica, then I think we switched to Cuba because the Jamaica one wasn't working or something.
it just wasn't working, and so we moved to Cuba. Yeah, yeah. And then it actually was really great. Although I would also say, to your point, Jackson, that the level of difficulty and just like interpreting what their instructions were not pretty, they weren't really straightforward. I had Levi sitting next to me, and he just happened to have like clicked into something to figure out like how to add the tag. And then he and I both figured out how to get the imagery added, like the before and after imagery. So it wasn't really like super straightforward at first, but once you did it, it was pretty easy. And I wonder if maybe next year it would be good for the MAGIP team to just test it in advance, because that was one thing that we just really struggled with, was like making sure, to Helen's point, like, are we putting the tag in the right place? And also wondered whether or not the area that we were trying to map originally, if it was just because there were just so many hits to the site. Yeah, but I thought it was great.
I've got some stats. I'm not sure how accurate they are, but it says that we had 18 contributors, which I'm pretty sure we had more than that, 1,054 total edits, 314 buildings, and 53 kilometers of roads were added to their systems.
yeah, it was definitely more than 18, but at least captured some of them. I realized afterwards this was my fault. I did the hashtag like MAGIP capital M mapathon. I probably should have just done all lowercase or something, because I think if you were doing MAGIP lowercase m mapathon, then it
Do you
wasn't
think
getting
that
captured in that.
matters?
I think so, because when I was playing with it, Lauren, I would change that and it was showing different stats.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna change it and see.
I think they're case sensitive. Yeah. So
Dang it.
lessons learned for next year, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I got
Well,
I got the same numbers, but
oh, you did.
doesn't
Okay.
matter.
So, okay. So maybe it doesn't. But maybe not capturing, either people weren't putting in their hashtag or it's not capturing all the data. So, Lauren, we could also look at next year. This is a conversation for another time, but it looked like you can enter the link or do it programmatically. So maybe we could play with the code and see if we can get a better result. Okay, so yeah, sounds like it went well. I think, we don't need to make a decision for next year, but definitely an option to rinse and repeat with some minor improvements. Nick, I don't know if we need a long update, but do you want to touch on the request for assistance and the reimbursement checks at all?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, we had 5 different GIS Day meetups. We got a lot of good summaries from those meetups. Good feedback. Seems like everybody had a great time. Everybody's got their check either cashed or in the mail at this point. And we have about 500 left in that budget item for meetups in the future for this year. Yeah, I think that's about it. I have been compiling from the survey 123 that folks have been filling out for their reimbursement, event summaries, photos, receipts, things like that. I'll post a link to that folder in the chat here.
Great. Thanks for getting those processed, Nick. And yeah, just flagging that, as he said, we've got money left over in that meetup budget. So if there are additional meetups throughout the year that we want to support, we've got $500 left. I know we're gonna talk budget here in a little bit, so we can probably expand on that in a minute. So leftover swag, I know I had some leftover swag from our meetup, not a lot, but at least a few notebooks. I was gonna just suggest that we all, those of us that were a part of one that have swag, hold on to it and bring it to the January board meeting. We can consolidate it and either put it in the give it to Michelle for GeoCon or set it aside specifically for additional meetups. So if you have, is there anyone else that has swag besides me? Mike?
I do as well. Yep.
I do as well because Michelle sent me some for the map conference.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's generic MAGIP branded, so it could be carried over to next year too.
Sure.
Yeah.
To use it meetups for next year.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Maybe I will just hold on to mine then.
Mhm.
But I thought maybe just put it in the pot for GeoCon and then rinse and repeat for next year. But either way, I think works. Okay. The swag I had, it went fast. It was GIS students for me. Students love free stuff, but my swag kind of flew off the table. I only have a few notebooks left. So thank you, Michelle, again for coordinating all the shipping on that.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on swag, on what we had, or anything we want to add to the list for next year?
Or take away if something wasn't popular. Yeah.
I thought it was all really great. Thank you for organizing all of that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I have quite a bit left in my, I have a lot of inventory of it left in my office too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like the notebooks because you can just put it in your back pocket. So it's a pocket size notebook. So
Those notebooks are fantastic.
Yeah.
I've been using my MAGIP mug every day. So
there you go.
Okay. So anything else? Mike, I guess without John and Jeremy to expand more on that website, do you want to chat about that or should we skip over that for now?
Well, I can, if just to get everybody on the same page, I can just bring it up, I guess. For John and Jeremy, I never met Jeremy before, but John, he was, like you said, he was part of the GIS Day crew, helped organize it here at MSUB. They did a presentation, the students did, and they brought up an idea that they have that they're developing about with the teachers and students website for all MSUB, the full state network, and kind of like a one shop, one spot, all they can collaborate together and stuff like that. Which I as soon as I heard that, I was like, wow, I think MAGIP should probably maybe be part of that somehow. I don't know how, or I'm not saying that we should, throw money at it or anything like that, but maybe if we can get like a spot, get our MAGIP's, sticker out there on their website or something, or just so we get some notoriety and stuff with students, I think that would help out with scholarships and Rob's outreach and stuff like that. So that's basically it. I haven't seen the website or anything like that, and we're still in the infancy stages of this, but I'm probably going to go to a couple of their meetings that they have. I think they have one once a month or so. I'll probably go to the next one. I couldn't make this one, which was yesterday. So other than that, that's about all I got for that right now. But I think it's very encouraging if we can be somehow a part of that.
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea. Do you know, Mike, is it going to be an MSC, like a montana.edu website then, or is it part of a student organization? Like who's going to host the website and what platform, do you know?
That's a great question. I don't know. I couldn't answer that, not without asking them first.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you do have further correspondence with them, if they want, I can put them on the agenda to provide a more formal report on that, and we can gauge whether we want to support it or what that looks like.
Yeah, I know that sounds like a good idea. Like I said, I'll join the next meeting, or I'm in constant communication. John's very forthright, so yeah, I'll be talking to him, and then I'll get some of those answers, and then maybe we can have them, give us a display or something, or have us, so we can take a look at it and stuff. So
yeah, or maybe just have them submit a little proposal. We'll
yeah.
report.
Yeah, exactly, Rob.
Yeah, because Mike and I were chatting, the listserv is great, but I don't think students are super active in the listserv. So it'd be cool to support if there was something for students and young professionals, like a GIS Slack or something. It'd be cool to support something like that.
I mean, well, no, never mind. I was thinking maybe we could structure it as an education grant, but it's not K through 12, so no.
Okay. Cool. All right, moving on then. Nick, I'll kick it over to you. Nick prepared. We haven't had a budget versus actual update for the last few meetings because we haven't been spending much, kind of our slow time, but I wanted to add some time to today. So Nick, I did send around in the pre-meeting email that report, which Nick, do you want me to pull that up or do you want to drive through it, or what's the best way to walk through it?
I can just share my screen here. This should reflect what everybody got on Friday. Yeah, so we are looking good. We're definitely getting really lean with our funds through the last month, and I have to say thanks to Michelle for being flexible with us. It seems like we may have been a little aggressive with how much we invested in the CD, but like Jeff said, we're getting some sponsors to come through, and we're definitely getting back on track. So yeah, that's not reflected. The sponsorships are not reflected in this when I update it, but yeah, NV5 and Frontier contributed to that. So yeah, I guess going through, John Nelson booked his flight, so we've got a nice underrun there for speaker travel. I don't know if there's any other, like, are we gonna get in an Uber from the airport or anything like that? Or
I mean, we should
someone pick him up?
probably, I would want to cover just like a Uber ride to the hotel, which I don't think that's that much. I mean, it's what, 15 minutes or something?
Well, he might be renting a car too, just because the distance to Whitefish.
And we might be able to arrange a shuttle from Grouse Mountain.
My thought would be the president of MAGIP should pick him up.
I'm happy to pick them up if that's easiest. Yeah, what's our latest communication? Did that come from you, Helen? Should I email him and offer him a ride?
I think I had, put him in touch with Nick and said, like Nick will reimburse you for that, and I think I nebulously said, let us know about, like your plans, or if you want to rent a car. I don't remember. I can find, but we left it in a sort of a nebulous place about cars because I didn't want to like overpromise anything. But I'm sure he would love and appreciate if we offered to pick up the cost of an Uber at least, or just go pick him up in person.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think just given that we're almost to Christmas, I'll probably hold off for now. And in like January, I will follow up on that thread, Helen, and say, we're happy to reimburse your Uber, or we can come pick you up.
I think that
Yeah,
sounds.
Dave was in recent communication with them because he confirmed that he's going to teach the same work. He's essentially going to teach the same workshop in the morning and in the afternoon. So because it's kind of a truncated workshop, so the attendees will like the kind of the double opportunity to converse with them.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
do we know how many nights he's staying?
It was Monday through Friday, right?
Yeah, he's got to be. Yeah, he's got to be
staying
staying 4 nights, 3 or 4 nights, I bet.
So with our comp, with our concessions, we get comp room 1 per 40. So if we have enough, do we want to apply all of those to his room? Did you tell him? I'm not sure what you told him, Helen. Did you tell him we'd cover all of his lodging or just a couple nights of his lodging?
That is a really good question. I'm going to look in my email records right now.
Okay. And then the shuttle from the Grouse Mountain Lodge is $23. So we can either do that and put it on the master account, or we can pay for Uber or pick him up.
Sounds like we have options.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I would say, depending on what Helen comes back with from her email, I'd say my vote would be yes, apply that comp to his room. I mean, that just seems the cleanest way to do it. Unless we only promised a couple nights. But given that he's contributing so much to the conference, it's not like he's just dropping in for his keynote. That my vote would be that we use those comp rooms for his stay.
Okay.
Yeah, the workshop alone is probably going to bring in 30 attendees at least, combined. So, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
If not more.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't mean to derail you, Nick. Keep going.
No problem.
We'll let Helen look up her email while you keep going here.
Yeah, sounds good.
Actually, my computer melted down as I was looking at the email, and it literally shut down. I just rejoined from my phone. But we didn't promise a specific amount of nights. I do know we said we would cover lodging. And if a shuttle is 20 whatever bucks, I would lean towards that. So I'll find that official email and send it to the group just so everyone is up to speed on that, though, once my computer comes back to life.
Thank you,
Helen.
Well, yeah. Other monthly and annual expenses through full scope and software and things are looking normal. This is something that I do need to fix. There's some food money that wound up in here from our planning retreat, so I thought we were over on that, but I think at least a few $100 will go over into food. And I wasn't sure if we had a plan yet for the January meeting, if we were gonna have to pay for a space for that, or what the plan was.
I have that upcoming on the agenda, Nick. I'm just gonna
Sweet.
get the pulse of the room on options. So yeah.
Sounds good. And yeah, like I said, we've got about $500 more for meetups through July. And yeah, seems like we're getting to that point where we start bringing in some money, so it'll be a little more busy for me, but yeah, that's about it.
Thanks, Nick. Are there any budget questions for Nick? Okay, I guess you're off the hook. I think as activity kind of picks up as we get closer to GeoCon, Nick, I think we'll carve out time on each of our monthly agendas for an abbreviated version of this report, if that's okay with you. So
Yep, sounds good.
cool. Great. Nick, I'll reshare the agenda. You can stop sharing. Okay, so just building off of what Nick said, we do need to lock in a space for the upcoming board meeting, which is going to be in person in January, which I don't have the exact date, but I'll grab it here.
I think it's the 20th, right?
Yep, the 20th. Yep.
Yes, 20th. So yeah, I think this overlaps, Nick, with the budget discussion. So I see a couple options, but I'm open to feedback. I know last year we met in Helena. That did seem like a good location in terms of drive time, I think, fairly central. We do have, I really hate to be like Bozeman centric, but I would be able to get us space without needing to pay in Bozeman. I know we've used the professional building before. I could also get something here at MSU. So our options are to consider a location that's a little bit more central than Bozeman and look for a space, which obviously I would take the lead on, or if folks are okay traveling to Bozeman, we could do that and we wouldn't have to pay for a room reservation. So I just wanted to kind of get thoughts. We don't need to do like a formal vote or anything, but if anyone has any feedback, I'd be happy to take that.
And Jackson, there'd be plenty of rooms available, free in Helena. So the reason why we paid last year is because we were doing the preview of the conference facility.
Got it. So we could use something, Jeff, from this attached to the state library or something?
Ours is a little too small, but probably like the DNRC would probably work. But there's other state agencies that would probably be willing to lend us their space.
Okay, that's good to know.
Or Lewis and Clark Library, or I think the Discovery Center is free as well.
And I bet I could carve out some space here in our building someplace. So.
Okay, I mean, is there anyone that's against repeating Helena? Mike, I'd be happy to give you a lift from Bozeman. I think you'd be driving the farthest per usual, but I'd be happy to carpool.
Sorry. No, I'll drive. It's not a big deal. That's all. I don't care which way we go.
Okay, I mean, Helena, like I said, I think it's fairly central. We have a number of folks in Helena, so they don't have to drive. Those of us in Bozeman can carpool. I can take an MSU vehicle like I did to the strategic planning retreat, which seats 4 comfortably, 5 if we need to. So would that not work for anyone if we go back to Helena? Okay, look at that. Super easy. Okay, we'll lock in Helena. I want to try to get something reserved before Christmas if I can. So look for an email from me in the next week with some additional details. Probably not all the logistics, but we'll at least try to get a space reserved for the 20th. Right now on the calendar we have, Mike, I think you blocked out 10 to 2. So
right. I mean, that's our standard in-person meeting. So
yeah. So you can you should have that invite.
Yeah, I would try to reserve the room from 9 to 3 if you can, just so we have some extra time.
Yep. Okay, cool. Easy. Thank you, everyone. Let's see. We only have 5 minutes left. I do think it's going to kick us out because I wasn't very smart and I set this only till 3. So let's see if we can get wrapped up in the next 5 minutes. Next thing on the agenda was Mike and I agreed to take the lead on a proposing an MOU for a partnership with MAP, Montana Association of Planners. Eventually, we'd like to do something similar with Marls. So I did send around just a draft that we put together. The formatting got a little screwed up because I did it in Word and then took it to Google Drive. I don't want to read through the full thing right now. I don't think that's a great use of time, but I'll do two things. One, offer the opportunity for feedback either via email, or if you want to download a copy of the document and do some track changes, that works fine. And then two, for those that have read this and came into this meeting with feedback, I'll open the floor to that. Was there anyone that read it and had suggestions on how we set this up?
The answer is very.
I've not had a chance to read through it. I just got back from some PTO, so I apologize.
That's okay. Anyone else? Gail, I see you went up.
Yeah, I actually did have an opportunity to read it and it looks great. I wouldn't recommend any changes. I thought it was really, really well thought out. And I love that you acknowledge that there's the financial considerations and that there's a term and review process, as well as it being a non-binding agreement. And you called out the roles and responsibilities of what MAGIP and MAP would be. Yeah, just really, really well done. So even giving any formatting changes, I think it looks great.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I guess I should have done a quick overview. It builds on the conversations that we've had in the past in terms of each organization supporting the other, specifically with conference participation, and it has a section in there that says we'll consider implementing reduced or discounted rates for membership and or conference registration. And it specifies, as Gail just called out, that there is no financial commitment from either organization. MOUs are not legally binding documents. This is purely a goodwill kind of voluntary agreement. So take a look if you haven't had a chance to read it, and feel free to provide feedback via one of those methods I mentioned. And then Mike and I, given how close we are to Christmas, it probably won't be until January, but we'll when our board feels comfortable with this, we want to send this over to MAP. They have not seen this. This is just our draft at this point. So. Okay, cool. Other board business. So Andrew did decide to go to the bi-monthly local SIG meeting schedule. Their next meeting is on February 19th. I have the full list of those meetings. I will send around here when we get off the call. I forgot to send that. But he did opt for that frequency based on our conversation at our last board meeting. So I just wanted to flag that.
A meeting there is one this Thursday, just FYI.
There is.
Yes.
Oh,
That was going to be my question, but also can we get that, make sure whichever account hosts that has like a password update, and we restrict who can come in to that, so we don't have another interruption by hackers.
yes.
Luckily, that one doesn't get posted to the website. So
Yeah.
we're exclusive.
Mhm.
Okay, yes, and I will change the password for the Zoom and I'll update it in the passwords document just to be extra safe. So I don't know if it's going to kick us out at 3 or not. Is there any other business that anyone wanted to raise?
I'll just be real fast. And the only reason I know there is a local government Thursday is because Erin will be talking to the local government. She'll be sharing some of the new updates for the MGIA grant cycle. The MGIA grant cycle for FY27 will be opening in January, and they'll be opening the application process. They're looking to award grants by May 15th. Keep in mind, this is a 2-year cycle now. The grant cycles are on a 2-year cycle. So July 1, 2026, the 2-year grant cycle begins. June 30th of 2028, a 2-year grant cycle ends. The next grant cycle would then be FY 2029 for an MGIA grant. So And so that's, I don't want to steal her thunder. I believe that's something that she was going to be presenting and talking about at this SIG meeting coming up Thursday. So.
Thank
And
you, Eric.
that would be that's my side of the report from council. We do meet again in January. We have our business meeting in January, and that's where we'll be finalizing some other things. And so, and who knows, you may have a new representative. I've heard rumbles that there might be some other folks on council interested in joining the MAGIP board. And so we'll see if I either beat them out in voting or just say, hey, you guys want to have a new fresh blood, we'll let you come in type of thing. So
I don't want fresh blood. Can you stick it out with us, buddy? I really
that's
like
okay.
him.
Fresh blood is always good. Don't worry.
No,
I'm still
you're
around.
right. You're right. Fresh blood is great. You've been such a great asset for us. So it's good to have you with us.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm still on council, so I'll be there. So.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. That was going to be one of my comments was, can we do something about that last video? Like, let's make sure it doesn't get posted. Maybe up to the point where we got hacked or something. Do I have time to make a quick announcement, Jackson?
Yes, we didn't get kicked. So obviously I
Okay.
understand if people do need to drop because it is 3, but otherwise, Gail, go for it.
Oh, this is going to be super quick. So I actually attended an online meeting today that was hosted by DOR, and it was to talk about imagery, eagle view imagery and oblique imagery that the state is trying to enter into agreements with. I was there because there was an interest from our finance department to look at oblique imagery, and we collect cyclomedia data here. So anyway, for all the reasons that we don't actually participate in that program, the cyclomedia data doesn't actually do obliques from all the way around. Anyway, they mentioned how difficult it is for them to get grant funding for this project because of their, I don't know, maybe Eric, that's something you understand better than I do, but I wondered if it would be worth it for us to reach out to DOR and talk to them about what their agreement is, and then maybe make it, maybe just present some of those options to our MAGIP members, because it was very focused in this particular case. They went to 8 different counties, basically along the highway corridors, right? Because they're trying to get the most bang for their buck and going to those places where there's a lot of growth. Anyway, it was just a really interesting conversation. We've looked at Eagle View imagery in the past. I think they're doing a better job of making it available. It might be interesting to see if there's any way that we can support them. Anyway, just a thought.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly, I've used the imagery they took after the Yellowstone flood. It's certainly definitely a valuable asset, valuable tool. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that they brought up, is that they reached out to DOR after that event and how they were able to come in and do some really cool work. And they're also working with Ecopia to do some data extraction. So one of the things that you could do is you could, for instance, get impervious surfaces. So you can view, for instance, signs, but they don't make it available to like get a signs deliverable. That's not what they do, but they do have some other deliverables that I think could come at a really pretty reasonable cost. And it sounds like there might be some opportunities for maybe sharing the cost with DOR and maybe some other state organizations. It's just something that I think if others in MAGIP hadn't heard about, they might be interested in knowing.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe, Gail, we can put out an announcement on the listserv or something too. That would work. So.
Yeah, they're supposed to be sending us some follow-up information. Once I get that follow-up information, Jackson, I'll let you know.
Okay. Great. We're a couple minutes over, but was there any other outstanding business items? I will take the lead on So I will edit the hacked video footage, and then I will take this recording from Teams, so that we have the full kind of meeting outside of that period where we got hacked, so that we only post that stuff. So I'll take the lead on that. And if there's nothing else, then I think we can adjourn.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Jackson, let me know when you finish that, and I can post it to YouTube if you want.
Okay, will do.
Yeah, and
Thanks,
I'm not sure what software you
I
were going to use to splice them together, but I was just starting to edit them in YouTube, and I think you can splice two videos together. I can't remember.
Okay.
But something to
I'll give
look
it a
into
shot.
before going open source or whatnot.
Yeah, okay. I'll try it. I think I have Microsoft like Clipchamp that can do it too. So I'll give it a shot. Thanks, Jeff. See you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.